What's up, Squids? Welcome back to the channel. All my new Squids joining, welcome. Guys, it's the day after the birthday party, and I think I'm still hungover. Remember, what happens here stays here. So, if you're a new motovlogger, or if you're thinking about becoming a motovlogger, some words of wisdom. Especially if you bring in a different style to this platform, a different way of motovlogging, different techniques. Watch out, be aware. And I won't elaborate here, but if you want to know what I'm talking about, just hit me up and we will discuss. My experience with the motovlogging community has been, let's say, different. They say the motovlogging community is a very tight and welcoming community, and they'll have your back and this and that and that. It is true to some extent, but my experience has been a little different. So if you want to get into that, just hit me up on Instagram or whatever, and I'll elaborate. Let me get some fuel real quick, and we'll discuss buying this bike with bad credit. This guy's back behind me again. I don't know what his goddamn problem is. And I'm not trying to ride above my means just to get away from him, to get him from behind me. I'm gonna ride within my my riding ability, which isn't that great. I don't know what his deal is. So before we get started, I want to give a shout out to Mike Check Moto. This dude gave me a shout out on his channel, and I truly appreciate that. He had no reason to give me a shout out. He came to my channel. He didn't walk away with anything from my channel. He just saw my channel. He likes what I do, and he gave me a shout out on his channel. So I want to show some appreciation, and I want to shout out him. And I'll leave a link to his channel down below in the description. And I'll even leave one on top, and of course, you know me, my usual B-roll right here.
And shout out to Bull, aka Bullmoto. He's a guy I watch. He's up north. Very good channel. You guys should check it out. But today I want to talk about subscribers, likes, and YouTube politics.
Alright, kids, when I was first looking at buying this bike, I had two options. I think I told you this before in another video. I was looking at the Dark Horse, and I was looking at buying the cheap Dark Horse, and I was looking at buying this Lowrider S. I chose this Lowrider S because of its maneuverability. It has a big gas tank, a 5-gallon gas tank, and it's like a mid-range type of bike. So you can still go cruising with this bike on long distances, and you can still use this bike as a cafe bike to just do bar hopping and whatnot. And that's why I chose this bike. So when I went to buy this bike, I had bad credit, or I should say I have bad credit. My credit was a 720 when I went to buy this bike. And I had a repossession on my credit. So when I went to buy this bike, I did not go through the bank. I went through Harley Davidson's Eagle Credit Union to buy this bike, and I was approved for 12 something. I forgot how much it is. But of course I'll have all the paperwork up here for you to see, the price of the bike and all that. Now, when I was looking at buying this bike, I did a lot of shopping around at different dealerships, and different dealerships gave me different prices. You may notice that And this is what a lot of motovloggers don't talk about. Motovloggers don't talk about what the bike costs, how much they pay for the bike, the shipping fees, the prep fees, the dock fees. When I was looking at buying this bike, there were so many different dock fees. Every Harley Davidson dealership charged different prices for dock fees, prep fees, and freight fees. They all had different prices. So I looked around for the cheapest dock fees, prep fees, and freight fees I could find. And Harley Davidson, Pocono Harley Davidson had the cheapest dock fees, prep fees around. So that's why I went with Pocono Harley Davidson. So as you could probably see on the paperwork, the bike cost me $21,000. That's included title, tax, and all the fees associated. Now, I chose to go ahead and buy the bike regardless of the high interest rate on it. I know I'm going to bring down the interest on the bike tremendously if I make higher payments on the bike. How it works at Harley Davidson, the more you pay, the faster you pay, the less interest you pay. So the faster I pay this bike off, the less interest I'll end up paying overall. Because the interest only goes up the longer you take to pay for the bike. So I chose a 5-year plan, knowing that I'm going to pay off this bike in 2 years. Or God willing, I'll pay off the bike in 2 years. So right now I'm making double payments on the bike. So right now I pay $150 a week on the bike. Okay guys, this is future me interrupting this video to bring this anal cream ad. Sorry, that's the wrong video. So here are the fees, the dock fees from one dealership. They were charging me, see if we can get it in focus, $390 for freight fees, and dock fees were $299. What else we have here? Prep fees. Where are the prep fees? Okay, the prep fees, selling price. Oh, here it is. The prep fees was $895. Okay, that's one dealership. Here's the other dealership. The other dealership was charging me $570 in prep fees. The dock fees were, is that a 9 or? Okay, $406.20 in dock fees. The freight fees was $435. Was the freight fees. Now look at the freight fees on this one. $390. Freight fee on this one was $435. And what was the dock fee? The dock fee was $299. Dock fees on this one was $400. There's another. That's almost $100 different. And what else? The prep fees. Which one? They got prep fees on this one? Prep fees on this one was $570. This one was $800. Holy crap! Now these are the black Lowrider S I'm showing you, and I showed you the other one from the dealership where I actually bought the bike from. Now this was the Indian Chief Dark Horse I was looking at. Now there's a discount. I don't know about that. Deal less discount. Okay. The freight fees on this one was $495 for the Dark Horse. The dealer fees was $225. I don't know why oil is in there, but okay. What else? Dock fees was $125 was the dock fees for this bike, and the bike was coming to $19,8864. And this bike, the Indian Chief Dark Horse, had more features than the Lowrider S, but the Lowrider S was a whole $1,000 difference. Well, more than that, almost $1,500 difference. Same here, 20 grand, 700, 20 grand, 900. Oh my god. So I ain't bullshitting you. These dealerships change the fees on you. They charge you different fees, I guess, when you go to different dealerships. I don't know how they figure out how to charge the fees, but this is something you need to shop around for and check on before you decide to go ahead and start buying a bike.
and shop around and try to buy a bike out of season if you can. Like me, like I said, I really couldn't wait, so I just went ahead and bit the bullet. Alright, let's go back to the video.
And these are things that you may not hear from the motovlogging community. They'll just say, oh, I bought a bike, and look at me, I bought a bike. But they don't actually go into detail and tell you how much the prep fees were, how much the dock fees were, how much the bike cost, and stuff like that. And comparing to other dealerships. I'll try to compare to other dealerships. One dealership was charging me $800 in prep fees. Another dealership was charging me $400 in prep fees. Another dealership was charging me $300 in prep fees. And they vary. I think the highest dealership fees I found was in New Jersey. The cheapest dealership was Pocono. The second highest was Keystone Harley. Keystone Harley had the second highest prices after Jersey. So that's why I chose to go with Pocono Harley. So if you're looking at buying a bike, there are certain things you need to look out for. You should shop around when you're buying a bike. You should try to find who has the cheapest prices. Don't just go into a dealership and say, I like this bike, I'm going to come back and buy it. You need to do like what women do. Women walk around, they shop around, they look around to find who has the cheapest prices, and then they go and then they sit down and make a decision on the buying a bike. And it's best if you buy a bike out of season. Me personally, I really wanted a bike because I had just sold my bike and I needed to get a bike to do my my DMV test. So I didn't have a bike, so that's why I went out and I bought this bike to go do my test. Alright guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's gonna be a short one. Remember, keep your eyes on a swivel, keep the sticky side down, the shiny side up, and I'll see you in the next one, man. Peace!